Hey guys, this is Abby. In this video, I'm going to be doing a Draw My Life Pet Edition. So this video was inspired by Chocolate Colors 26, so make sure you go check out her channel if you haven't already. So we're gonna start off with the first pet that I can remember, so that would be Harry. Harry was a tan-colored male cat. He was already around when I was born, and I don't remember much of him. He had certain medical conditions, so for his last 1 or 2 years of his life, he went to live with my grandmother to live it out quietly instead of being with my family. The next animal that came into our home would be Sparky. Now, Sparky was not ours, and Sparky was just found in our yard, and so we brought him in for the day. He or she, I don't really remember, was this pretty big black and white dog, really friendly with all of us kids, and we knew he or she was somebody's, but we didn't know whose. But then we went to the store and there was actually a flyer for a lost dog, so we called, and its name was actually Blackie, and all of us thought Sparky was a better name, so we called them up and gave Sparky or Blackie back pretty quickly. But Sparky or Blackie did inspire us to get a dog of our own. So in spring of 2006, there was a dog at the veterinarian clinic. This dog was given up because she would not hunt rabbits, and her owner had gotten her to hunt rabbits and she would not do that, so he gave her to the veterinarian clinic to do with what they please, to find a home for. We ended up adopting her from there, and we named her Rosie. She is a beagle hound mix. She kind of has like the droopy eyes a little bit, but she is built like a beagle and acts like a beagle in certain ways. 2007, nothing really happened. I was still pretty young too. In 2008, I got my first pet. The summer of 2008, I had asked for a cat over and over and over again. And finally, we were at the store, and my mom asked if there was any kittens around, and she said the people down the road from us, who are actually my second or third cousin somehow, but they had some kittens, so we went, and they picked out this little black and white kitten, and I named her Alice. Alice was a tuxedo or Dutch coloring, and I thought she was adorable. I remember her, but I really don't remember too much of what she was like. I know she wasn't really close to me that much. She more liked my brothers. So moving on a little bit to the summer of 2009. This is when we moved to our house, which a lot of you probably remember because it was the house before the house I live in now, and the owners had left a betta fish there when they moved. So for a little bit, I took care of this fish, and then I got all nervous or something, and I gave it to my brother, and my brother enjoyed this fish much more than I did. He named it Bluetooth because it was a blue betta, and Bluetooth was pretty cool. I mean, none of us knew really anything about betta fish, so it was just in a fish bowl. And later that year, kind of me and my sister got a betta fish, a red one, and we named it Sunny. And again, we didn't really know that much about betta fish, but then it kind of all ended up in my care because my little sister was pretty young. So in the spring of 2010, my grandfather had gotten a beagle puppy named Lily, and Lily ended up not doing that well in the city environment like his last dog did, so he brought her up for a visit at our house, and he saw how much she enjoyed the land and being able to go outside whenever, so he ended up leaving her with us, and we took her in. The thing about Lily is she never really fit in with our family, but we'll get back to that later. A few months later, in October of 2010, we went away for a trip, and there was people taking care of our animals, but Sunny and Bluetooth both died. We think it was too cold because we came home and both the fish were dead. A month later, in November, on Thanksgiving, I could tell that Alice was acting a little bit lethargic. We were hosting a Thanksgiving meal, and there was a lot of people over, and me and my cousin were playing with her and stuff, but she was just acting really lethargic, but I didn't really know much because I was still pretty young. But the next morning, after everybody had left, my parents called all us kids together and told us that she had died that night. We think she died from eating a mouse with mice poisoning in it or something like that. We don't really know for sure, but it wasn't the most peaceful death in the world. A month later, in December, there was a Christmas event at the library, and this woman, I won't say her name, but we'll just call her S. She brought in a little kitten, a little gray and white kitten, to see if anybody would want him during the Christmas event. And I was like, I want him. So she said I needed to donate money to the library to get him. So I put a quarter in the donation jar and brought this little kitty home. And I named him Hazel. And everybody made fun of me because they said it was a girl's name. But I didn't care. I liked that name. 2 years passed and we didn't get any more animals in 2011 or 2012, excluding like chickens and goats. So in the spring of 2013, we got 4 bantam ducks and we named them Thunder, Shadow, River, and Ember. I kind of wish I had named the 4th one Wind to kind of go with that theme. You get my meaning. Anyway, these ducks were so cute. I love having little ducklings. Little ducklings have to be like one of the cutest things ever. A few months later in the summer, we had gone away from a weekend trip, and when we got back, Hazel wasn't doing that well. He died about a day later after we got back, pretty much the same way Alice did. So after that, we decided no more cats in this house if they're just gonna die. But anyway, after that, I really wanted a pet because I hadn't really had my own pet, except for the cats, but cats are pretty much everybody's pets, so I started looking into rabbits. And remember that lady I talked about earlier, S, as we're calling her? My dad and brother and little sister went to her house to rake leaves, and when they came back, they said she had rabbits and that I could have one because I was looking for a rabbit. So I was shocked, and I begged to go back that afternoon to look at them, and we ended up going, and she gave me the option between Storm and a female, I'm pretty sure it was a black lionhead, and I ended up getting Storm in October. And almost a year later, I wanted to get Storm a friend, so I was looking to adopt a rabbit, and I was almost going to adopt a different rabbit from Misty, but then I saw Misty's ad, and I just knew that she was the right rabbit, so I ended up getting her, and everything worked out, and she was just the right rabbit for me to get. So I adopted Misty on August 29th of 2014. A little later, my little sister got a betta fish named Peach, and she was a female betta fish, and I wasn't really involved that much with it. It was just kind of like my little sister's. That fall/winter, it was a little bit sad because 3 of our ducks died. One of them just went in the woods and never came back. The other one, we believe the neighbor's dog got, and the other one got lost in a snowstorm. So that left us with Thunder. Thunder has been the cutest little duck. After he got used to being on his own, he follows us everywhere outside. We pick him up, we give him snuggles. He has come in the house during winter when it gets too cold. We put him in the bathtub sometimes, and he is much like a pet, so that's why I included him in this video. Spring of 2015, Peach died. I don't know why. I don't know much about betta fish either. Also, in March of 2015, I decided to get a hamster, and I got Echo at the end of March from PetSmart. Echo is a headspot robo, and she is seriously so tiny and adorable. I just saw her a little bit ago, and I always forget how cute and tiny she is, but she is really tiny. 2 months later, my little sister got a winter white hamster, and named her Sapphire. And I don't really talk about Sapphire that much just because she's not mine, but Sapphire is the bin cage on top of Echo's cage if you ever see it. That summer, we were in the process of planning kinda to move, and Lily really wasn't doing that great with her family. She's kind of nippy towards like Rosie, and she was really driving Rosie insane, and we just decided that if we find somebody for her that would be better, then we will give her to them. We ended up giving her to a couple down the road, so we ended up giving Lily to the neighbors. And the last thing for this video is, of course, Willow. As soon as we moved, I wanted a cat. Because I wasn't allowed another cat in our old house, when we moved, I was like, can we get a cat? And so there was a sign for free kittens when we passed this house, and I asked my dad, can we stop and look at them, please? And so he actually said yes, which I was surprised. But we went and I picked Willow, and there was only two there, a boy and a girl, and I really wanted a girl kitty, so I got Willow and I brought her home. Willow has been a really interesting cat. She likes being around everybody. Like, she will lay down in the middle of like my little siblings playing, but she doesn't like to be pet that much. She used to all the time, but ever since her spay, she must have had a really traumatic experience, we think, from that, because she really hasn't acted quite how she used to. So anyway guys, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you have enjoyed. A lot of you have wondered about past pets and such, so I hope this video covered it. Sorry I didn't mention goats and chickens. There's just too much going on there, and to remember all the dates and stuff, that would be pretty hard. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye!